don't mess this up.
So also, during the class, we're all going to remain on the floor the whole time, but there might be some movements that get you like spun around. I don't care which way you face during the class, right? You can face sideways, backwards. If you do want to adjust and always face forward, that's fine too, but I'll be walking around during the whole time. All right. We're going to start off with CARS, that stands for Controlled Articular Rotations. Fancy word for a joint circle. We're going to run through all the joints in our body. This is to get us warmed up, all right? We're going to start kneeling. What I want you guys to do is I want you to irradiate or squeeze the rest of your body to only about 30% tension, all right? So we can make fists, nice big chest, kind of roll our shoulders down, all right? And we're going to move our neck through about 40% tension. So I want you to think that the air got 40% thicker, or you're in a pool of honey that's 40% thicker than the air. All right, we're going to start by going chin down to chest. And then we're going to glide our chin across the left clavicle until we start looking over our left shoulder as far as we can. Once we reach that end point of rotation, we're going to put our left ear back towards our back. So we're tilting our head backwards as far as we can. And then we're going to make a rainbow, bringing the chin over to the other shoulder. We're all looking at the ceiling right now. We should end up with our right ear on our right shoulder, chin down on the right shoulder, and then we will bring the chin down across the clavicle until we end where we started from. Let's do one more rotation, same direction. Chin's gliding across the left clavicle to the left shoulder, rotate as far back as you can, and then tilt left ear towards the back. Form the rainbow across to the other shoulder. Chin comes down towards the right shoulder, right ears towards the right part of the back, and then chin's coming down towards the center of the chest. Reverse. Let's go towards the right. Chin's gliding across the right clavicle towards the right shoulder. Ear down to back. Form the rainbow all the way across. Chin down to shoulder, down to chest. Let's do one more lap. Keep going at your own pace. Each lap should take about 5 to 7 seconds here. Make sure that your shoulders aren't riding up as you do this. Make sure you're trying to get as far back as you can. This is just our warm-up. This should feel relatively pretty good, all right? As long as you don't have any closing angle joint pain, you're doing well. All right, from there, we're gonna go into our shoulder blades. So our shoulder blades can do 4 things. If you have long arms, you might need to come up here, and that's fine too, all right? Shoulder blade can do 4 things. They can go up or elevate. They can go down or depress. They can round forward, all right, which is protraction, or they can go backwards, which is retraction. All right, we're going to connect those 4 points. But I want you to take your middle finger and put it on your pant seams, all right? If you're here, they'll just be right next to you. I don't want the hands to go forward or backwards. They can go up and down, all right? Keep them on that line. Let's start bringing the shoulders up as high as we can. And now, without the hands moving, round as far forward as you can, and then glide down as far as you can, and then back as far as you can. Squeezing them back, I'm going to glide up. Good, we've just created one full circle. Let's do it again. Forward, down, back, up. Good, let's reverse it. Clench your butt, clench your abs. Remember, they should be clenched about 30% to ensure that we're just moving the shoulder blades. We should get to the end of our first backward rotation. Let's go back, down, forward, and up. Good, rest. We're gonna do our spine, all right? These are going to look like a cat-cow. I want everyone to come into all 4 position. Hands are directly under the shoulders. It'll help you if you point your fingers out to the side. All right. we have two positions that we can end up in. The globally flexed position or the globally extended position. All right, everyone try that. Globally flexed, globally extended. All right. Now we're going to try to move through those two positions, but only moving one vertebrae at a time. So let's start from this globally extended position, and we're going to start with our head. The only thing that moves is our head going down into that flexed position. Let's all get there. Good, hold it there. Now let's start working our way down our spine so that we start rounding the upper part of the back. Try not to move the lower spine, try to round this part of your spine. Good, still keeping your butt tucked out. Good. And now start working your way down towards the low back until your butt tucks underneath it. So this should be underneath. Come up towards my fingers with your upper back. Keep this down. There we go. Come up. And now start rounding here. There we go. Good, until we're all in the globally flexed position. So go head down. There, there, there. Good. Good, we're all in the globally flexed position. Let's start from the head again and end up in our next position. So head comes up. You should be looking forward. And then try to sink your chest down towards the floor while keeping your butt rounded under. And then slowly work your way down the spine towards the butt until you end up in that globally extended position. Sticking the butt out as much as you can. Good. Now let's reverse it. We're starting in the extended position and we're going to flex, starting with the tailbone. So keep your chest up. Start tucking just your tailbone underneath you. Start tucking just the tailbone underneath you, working your way up the spine, and then the head will be the last thing to duck underneath. Good. And now let's go from the globally flexed to the globally extended. We'll move our butt first, stick the butt out, and work your way up the spine until your chest comes through the hands and your head comes up. Awesome. Relax. We're going to stay in this all fours position for our true shoulder joint cars. Pinky on the floor. Out in front of you, right arm is straight, elbow stays locked. From here, we're going to come up as high as we can. Start raising that arm up until you can't raise it anymore. Make sure your elbow's straight. When you reach that point, you're going to start to spin the arm so that the palm starts facing outward and start coming up even higher. Good. Keep going until you keep finishing that circle. Yep, keep coming. And keep spinning the palm. Keep spinning. When you reach down by your knee, your pinky should hit the floor. So here, let's see. More. Whoop, wrong one. There we go. And pinky should hit the floor. Good, beautiful. No, you had it right, Alexis. Good, good. All right. So, should be back this way and spin other way. There we go. Good. All right. Now let's reverse it. So, pinky's coming up towards the sky, past your butt. Sorry, thumb's coming up towards the sky. Once you reach that point that you need to spin out of it, keep spinning, elbow straight, pinky touches the floor. Good, let's try it again. Thumb comes up as high as you can. Reach that point. That is the roadblock, you can't come out of it. And then start spinning until the pinky touches the floor. Right here, you're good. And spin, spin, spin. And pinky touches the floor next to you. Good. Thumb comes up towards the ceiling. And once we reach that roadblock, we got to spin out of it. Spin, spin, spin. Pinky touches the floor in front of you. Good, Kirsty, that was it. Good, let's switch sides. So other arm, left arm's out in front of you. Pinky's on the floor. Let's slowly lift that arm as straight as you can. Squeeze your triceps, keep that elbow straight. As you get to the top, once you reach that roadblock, spin out of it. Good, more spin from here. There you go, more, more. Good, create as much spin as you can. It should be like twisting out a wet towel. Good, and reverse it. Thumb comes up towards the ceiling. Good, so if we were here, you should finish there. There you go, good. And up, nice. And once we reach that block, we start spinning, spinning, spinning. Good, go ahead and start the second rep. Lifting all the way up, hit that roadblock. Get as high as you can. Remember, our goal is to get the most range of motion out of our shoulder joint as we can. So as high as you can, and only spin when you need to, and reverse it. And everyone should end up, arm back in front of them, pinky on the floor. Good, nice, Alex. Awesome. Good job, guys. Rest. Let's come to this tall kneel position again. All right, we're going to do elbows. Our elbows can pronate, supinate. All right, that's not just our wrist doing that. It actually happens up here. They can also flex and extend. So we're going to start here. Squeeze your arms into your sides so they're nice and tight. There should not be any in and out movement here. So just squeeze them there. We're going to slowly come up, nice and slow. We're trying to get the palms to face out over our shoulders, not towards our face. When we're at the top, squeeze your bicep muscle. Try to spin those palms away from your face as much as you can. And now we're going to slowly pronate and push the air down away from us. Straight down, keep those elbows tucked to the side. And flip. Pulling up, remember the air is 40% denser than it normally is, and you're squeezing the rest of your body to about 30%. Focus on the movement happening in the elbow. Freeze down here in that pronated position. We're going to reverse our circle by coming up. Palms should again face away from the face, and then we flip and slowly come down. Good. Spin. Up. Palms face away from the face. Squeeze the bicep hard at the top. Down. At the bottom, squeeze that tricep. Good. Relax. You can go into low kneel or high kneel. Up to you. We're going to do wrists here. Our wrist can go in, out, up, down. Let's connect them through a circle. Let's all start here. All right. And let's try to get our pinkies out to the sides as much as we can. Imagine I put a cell phone on your forearm. It should not fall off, just balancing there. Now come down into flexion or downward pointing of the fingers. Then start coming in. Thumbs are coming closer together. Remember, try not to spin those forearms. Your elbow pit should not change position. Come up into extension. Fingers face the sky. One more lap around. Thumbs come in towards each other. Fingers up. Good. Let's rewind. Thumbs coming in and towards each other. Down into wrist flexion. Pinkies coming out. Back up. Stop signs. Thumbs towards each other. Down. Out. And up. Good. Relax. All fours again. All we got is hip, knees, and ankles. And we get into the fun stuff. All right, so we're on all fours again. My left leg is going to be doing, my left hip joint is going to be doing the circle here. All right, my right knee should be pressed firmly into the ground. My hand should be pressed firmly into the ground. The pattern on this one's difficult, so just watch me for the first one. We're going to come knee up towards elbow, then out like a dirty dog movement, and now we got to spin the heel up to the sky and drive it up in towards the midline and then back down to where it started. The reverse of that is going to be up towards the sky. The whole knee and foot come out together, and then we flip up towards the elbow, in towards the midline, and back down. So let's go right leg first. Right knee coming up towards the right elbow. Go. Right knee forward towards the right elbow. Up there. There we go. And then we're going to come out like a dirty dog. And now try to flip that heel up towards the sky. Hold it up there. Get it higher. Good. Now bring it in towards the midline of your body so it gets closer towards the other knee. And then slide it down past the other leg. Back to where it started. Beautiful. Let's reverse. So let's go backwards. Knees going backwards, heels shooting up to the sky. Good. And then I want the whole leg to come out to the side. You should feel some cramping here. And then we are flipping into that dirty dog position. Bring that right knee up towards the elbow as high as you can get it. And in towards the middle of the body. And back down to rest. Let's do one more full rotation on this side. All right, starting at the right, knee to elbow, go for it. And then bring it out into that dirty dog position. And then let's flip it high. You should feel some cramping in the hip here, going in towards the midline and back down towards the other knee. Good, reverse. Heel coming up towards the sky. Good. Out, up towards the other elbow, and back in. Good, now that we got the pattern down on that side, when we do our left side, I want you to try to minimize compensation. So if you feel your elbows bending, try not to let that happen. All right, you're gonna want to lean away from the side that you're going for. All right, left side now, let's see it. Left knee comes up towards the elbow, then bring it out. And then flip that heel up to the sky as high as you can. Good. In towards the middle of the body and back down. Very nice. Good. And rewind. Heel up towards the sky. Whole leg comes out towards the side. And then you start to flip, bringing that knee up towards the elbow. And back in. Let's do one more full rotation. Good. Knee comes up towards the elbow. Out. Lock out that elbow for me. There we go. In and down. And rewind. Heel comes up towards the sky. Out. Flip. Knee comes up towards the elbow and back in towards the midline. Nice work. Let's sit on our butt. Everyone's facing in. Knee carves. Most comfortable way I've found to do this is left leg's going to be flat, or shin will be flat on the floor, right leg will be in front of you. All right? And you're kind of leaning a little bit to the left side. If you feel under your knee, or under your thigh really, so your hamstring tendons, you have one tendon on the outside that you can actually grab, you can feel that. And you should be able to feel two, but you can definitely feel one tendon on the inside of the thigh, like under the knee. I want your hands to go on those tendons. This is very difficult for people to do, so you might not get it right now. But if I fire or activate the string on the outer side, this will externally rotate my knee. All right? If I fire the one on the inner side, it will internally rotate my knee. All right? It's different than just my ankle moving. All right? External, internal. External, internal. And you can see it. If you find a little bump on your shin, you should see that guy move. And you should actually see your patellar tendon kind of move along with it. All right, so I want everyone to just try external rotation, internal rotation. External, internal. One more time, try to disassociate the movement of the ankle with the movement of the knee, which is very difficult to do at this time, so you got it. Good. So the knee can go out and in, and it can also go flexion, extension, all right? We're gonna combine those. So let's lift the foot up off the ground. We're kind of stabilizing our hip using our hands. We're gonna start in this flexed position with our knee externally rotated. So our right leg pointed out towards the right. Let's slowly extend, then come into internal rotation of the knee, and flex. External rotation. Extend. When I do my internal rotation, try not to allow the whole hip to collapse inwards. Just try to fire that inner tendon of the hamstring. and flex. Let's rewind. So keep it internally, rotate it and extend. External rotation, flex. Internal rotation, extend. External rotation, flex. Good. Let's switch sides. Internal rotation, external rotation. Everyone try that. Internal, external. You should see that little bump on your shin move, or even your patellar tendon move. Let's start internal rotation. Extend the leg as far as you can. External rotation, flex. Internal rotation, extend. External, flex. Let's stay here in this external rotation and extend. Internal, flex. External rotation, extend. Internal, flex. Good. Ankle joint. We're going to do this one together. Feet are straight out in front of you. Both legs. We can go down or plantar flexion, up, dorsiflexion, and then we can also go toes coming in towards the midline of our body, that's inversion, or bottoms of the feet going out, that's eversion. All right? Pronation, supination is also used. We'll stick with the first ones. So let's go down. Toes pointed. Both the toes come in towards each other, the big toes. Now come up into dorsiflexion. Out. Pinky toes are going away from each other. Back down into that plantar flexion. Now squeeze your quad muscles and look at your legs when you do this. They should not rotate. Big toes coming towards each other. Big toes coming towards your face into dorsiflexion. Pinky toes away from each other. Down. Let's reverse it. You can get even more stability by pressing into the floor here or into your mat. Let's go pinky toes away from each other. We're trying to get our soles of our feet to face outward into that dorsiflexion. Big toe comes in towards each other. Down. One more lap. Out. In. Down. Good. Rest. All right. If you need a quick sit, you can grab it. Water right out there. And those are cars. Controlled articular rotations. Once you get good at them, it takes me about 8 minutes to do my whole body. All right. Ideally, you do them every day. That gets you moving every single joint in its safest, greatest range of motion every single day, which is really healthy for the joint. All right. All right. So for the mats, you can sit on them. If you're really flexible, you can sit on the floor. All right. If you don't feel anything, just raise your hand and I'll kind of alter your position. I have a feeling some of you are going to be more mobile and flexible than I am. So yours is going to look quite different than mine. All right. Don't be afraid to ask me questions because I think they are going to look really different. All right. We're going to start in butterfly position. Soles of the feet together. I want you to try to bring your heels as close to your body as you can. All right. And I want you to try to find a stretch in the inner thigh groin area. You can use your elbows to push down. All right. But I really want you to try to sit up nice and straight. If you got to go like that, that works too. Find the position that works for you. My feet are sliding, so I'm going to take off my socks and come here. All right. And we're just going to hold this passive stretch for about 2 minutes while I talk to you about what we're going to do. All right. So this is our first set of pails and rails. All right. This is after cars. This is the next thing that you jump to when you work with functional range conditioning, which is the whole system we're going through today. What we're going to do is the knees can close or open from this position. You just keep them open for right now. Feel that passive stretch. All right. As I'm talking, just keep feeling that passive stretch. I don't want you to lose it. It's important that you keep feeling it. All right. When I tell you to, we're going to start to squeeze and irradiate, building up tension in our body. The first motion that we're going to attempt to do is to close the legs. However, our arms are going to stay as cement blocks, not allowing the legs to close. So we're just going to create what's called an isometric contraction. It's the same as doing a plank. You're not moving anything, you're just squeezing stuff, right? So our knees are attempting to close, but our arms are not letting them close, all right? We are going to slowly build up that amount of pressure from 0 to our safest, greatest amount of pressure over the course of about 10 seconds. Once we reach that 10-second mark, we're at our safest, greatest pressure. Remember I told you today that's different for everyone. If you want to go really hard, go for it, all right? You just want to go to about 50% and get a feel of what you're actually feeling. That's great too, all right? We're going to hold our safest, greatest pressure for about another 10 seconds. Then, after we do that 20 seconds, we're going to try to do the opposite, which would be me pulling my legs off of my arms and trying to open my butterfly position even more. In order to do that, I got to squeeze all these muscles out here. This is the point where nothing might actually move and nothing really should actually move, because theoretically, you're at your end range of motion right here. You're fully stretched out. You can't contract anymore when you're fully stretched out, all right? But I want you to try, and you're going to try your hardest, and you're going to squeeze, and you're going to irradiate your whole body through this, all right? So we've been holding for 2 minutes. Find your position. Make sure you're feeling that stretch in the inner groin thigh area here. And we are slowly going to apply pressure with our thighs coming in towards our elbows. Think about closing your knees, staying nice and upright. Slowly increasing the amount of tension. We start at 1%, 2%, 3%. We should be hitting every percentage point, slowly increasing. 15%, 16%, 17%. We're driving up towards 30%, 40%, 50%. We should start to see a little bit of shaking here because you're closing a little bit more. Elbows are winning though. They're not allowing for any motion. You should feel these guys in here activating. 80%. And right now you're at your safest, greatest pressure that you can handle, and hold it there for 10. Keep squeezing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Do not alter body position. Try to open the knees as wide as you can. Pulling down using all this musculature out here. Squeeze hard. 10, 9, 8, 7. Good. Come on down to my hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't alter body position. Just relax. Go back into your passive stretch. So we're back here, and we're just pressing our knees open. All right. Theoretically, you should have increased your range of motion by 1 millimeter. All right. We're just stretching again. We're going to hold this stretch for about another minute. That was 1 round of pails and rails. So that's like doing 1 set of 5 heavy deadlifts. All right. We're just going to do 2 of them today. All right. Now that we've gotten a little bit more in touch with like what it feels like to fire these muscles and what it feels like to fire these muscles, I want you to try a little bit harder next time. All right? You're cramping a little bit?
Like right here.
Yeah. So
normal?
Cramps, completely normal, and you're certainly going to feel a cramp today if you haven't already felt a cramp. All right? Completely normal. Try to differentiate between cramp and closing angle joint pain because they are different. Cramps are fine. If you can breathe through a cramp and get it to relax while you're in that position, that would be ideal. If you need to come out and just kind of rub it or hit it, that's also fine for right now, all right? But cramps are your body's way of telling you, I have never worked in this position before, creating a force. Like sure, we've all done this stretch before, but we've never activated muscles from here, right? So cramps are like, what the hell is going on? I don't know if I can work here safely, right? So don't be afraid of cramps. They're fine. If you can breathe through it, it's even better. All right, let's get into our second round of pails and rails here. So our elbows are like steel bricks onto our knees, and we're trying to close our thighs together. All right, slowly apply pressure, thighs to the elbows, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. Squeeze harder, 50%. Start activating all the muscles in your body to get as much pressure in between those knees and elbows as you can. We're at our safest, greatest pressure now. Squeeze, hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Don't alter body position. Now try to open the knees as wide as you can, trying to pull those knees off of your elbows, activating all the musculature out here, trying to get the knees down to the floor. Come on, pull it open, pull it open, pull it open as much as you can. Keep firing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Don't alter body position though. We gotta stay in this position, just back to a passive stretch. All right, breathe, a few breaths here. All right, from here, we're gonna take it easy on the hips, but we're still gonna hang out in this position. Just hanging out in certain positions is really key to increasing mobility, right? It's just passively opening up space in the joint so that you get better, eventually get better at moving through that space. We're gonna do some stuff for the shoulders from this position. It's called swimmers, all right? Let's take our hands, put it behind our head. You do not have to interlock the fingers if you can't. I want you to really try to sit up nice and straight though. All right, just your hands one on top of one another is fine too. All right, stay right there. I'm gonna spin around so you guys can see me. Position 1 is hands off the head. Everyone go to position 1. Hold it there, breathe. Position 2, unbend the elbows, thumbs face backwards. We're all doing the Y for YMCA. Position 3, hands come together but do not touch the head. Position 4, our hands are resting back on our head. Hold it there. All right, everyone. 1, 2, thumbs backwards, try to get those arms as far back as you can. 3, and 4. We have one more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good, rest, shake it out. Awesome. From here, we're gonna go into some passive range holds. So, one side, let's focus on our right side. Stabilize this side by keeping it open, try not to tilt. Take your right arm, push down on that butterfly position. Get into the biggest stretch that you can get. From here, we are in our furthest passive position that we can be in. If I bring my arm off of this, my leg falls in a little bit, all right? Because we all have more passive range of motion than we do active, all right? I can stretch you into a position further than you can get yourself into a position. That's pretty much what that says. We're gonna practice closing that gap by stretching ourselves into a position, start squeezing the musculature out here to hold that position, and then we're going to remove our support and try to hold it. All right, so right here, I want you to try to start squeezing the outer right hip musculature and try to hold the knee exactly where it is. Start breathing. In 5 seconds, we're going to remove our arm, and I don't want to see your knee move. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it there, open, 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 and replace your support. Good, you should get a little bit more. Hold it there, we're gonna do 3 of these. In 5 seconds, we're pulling off again. 5, 4, 3, 2, pull off. Hold it, 5, 4, 3, 2, back on. We got one more. In 5 seconds, we're going to pull off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off. 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Good. Let's switch sides. Try to stabilize your right side now. Push your left arm into your left thigh or left knee, creating that passive stretch. Still feel the stretch in this groin area that we've been working on. All right. Get that passive stretch, start squeezing the outer musculature of the hips, That left hip especially, start squeezing. In 5 seconds, we're removing our support. 5, 4, 3, 2, and lift off. Open it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and back down. Good. Everyone try to sit up nice and straight here. In 5 seconds, we're removing that support. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and lift off. Open that hip. Open that hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, back on. Last one here in 5 seconds. We're removing that support. Try to get a little bit more. And lift off. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Good. Stay in that position. We got one more thing to do from this position, and I promise you can get out. We're doing swimmer partials. Whoa. From the bottom. Everyone, start. Hands back here. Again, you do not have to interlock them. You just have hands right on top of each other. Try to sit up as straight as you can. Even I'm a little rounded here. I'd rather you be really long spine. Position 1, hands off. Hold it there. Position 2, unbend the elbows, but you're still squeezing your arms towards each other. Position 3, bring them back on top of each other. Don't touch the back. Position 4, rest on the back. Here we go. Position 1, we pull the hands off. Position 2, extend the elbows, but still try to touch the palms towards each other. Position 3, hands are back on top of one another. And position 4, touch the back. One more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rest. You can slowly come out of the butterfly position. Hips doing all right? So again, a big part of increasing mobility is just simply spending time in tough positions. That's what a passive stretch is. That's only one part of the equation. Then trying to gain strength in that position is what Kinstretch really is. All right, it brings control to those positions. All right, we have 2 more base positions to go. So butterfly was our first base position. We're going to go through 2 more base positions. Want a drink right now? You can grab it. If not, we are going to go into our straddle position. I'm going to go over how to transition from butterfly to straddle. So, just real briefly, let's come back to our butterfly position. All right. And we're going to transition, trying to lift our foot up off the ground first without raising the knee up. Watch me. Up. This knee comes back towards my armpit, and I extend the leg out as wide as I can, and under control, I put it down. If I need to, I can support myself with my hands in the back. Foot comes up, I come out and back with the knee, extend the leg into the widest straddle position I can. And then I'm trying to sit up nice and straight. Let's do it. Right leg, try to lift that foot up first. A little bit easier will be hands back behind you. Try to lift the foot up, pull the knee backwards towards the back wall, and then try to extend that leg. You've done this plenty of times with me.
I still like.
Left leg, and you can put it down. Left leg, lift that foot up. Drive the left knee back towards the wall. And extend that leg as wide as you can. Squeeze your quads a little bit. This is a quad cramper. I want everyone to kind of scooch towards the front edge of the mat. All right, so that just your sit bones, right? It's the bones at the very base of your butt. That's what I want you to try to sit on the whole time. And also, so that your hips or pelvis is tilted forward. So, it's almost as if you're scooping out your low back and arching your back. Think that you're getting your chest towards this wall and your butt or tailbone towards that wall. And this will increase the stretch. Is this your widest straddle position? There you go. You can get a little more. There you go. All right. So, we're in our widest straddle position. Here, we're just kind of holding this position, allowing for a little passive stretch. You're good. I'll adjust so that you can stay in your widest position. All right. From here, we're going to do axial rotation. So all that is a rotation of the femur in its joint, or your thigh bone in its joint. I'm especially tight here, so I need some support to help me kind of stand up, nice and straight. Notice there's minimal wrinkles in my shirt. If I round my spine, wrinkles in the shirt. All right, I use that all the time to see if my spine is neutral or rounded. All right, you can just check out your shirt. From here, I'm looking at my right foot. I'm going to attempt to rotate and get my big toe towards the floor. Good, everyone do that. Right big toe towards the floor. You should feel stuff happening there. Try to make stuff happen there. There, there. Beautiful. Now, rotate outward, pinky toe towards the floor. Good, we got 3 of those. Slowly rotate back in. Good. And from here, you can play with plantar flexion or dorsiflexion because it will sure create a different feeling in the hip. All right? You need both. Pick the one that's hardest for you. Once you do 3 on that right side, let's move over to the left side. Remember, you should feel nothing happening in your pelvis. If you need to close it a little bit and relax the stretch, that's fine. All right, because we got some work to do here. All right. 3 on one side, go right into your 3 on the other side now.
Should I feel something here?
Yeah, exactly. So this is not only adductor or inner thigh stuff, but you're also going to feel hamstring stuff too. And actually all of that stuff all connects in this big tendon right here. Yep. It all connects into one unit. Good. So we have 3 axial rotations right there. After you do your 3, again, make sure you're still on those sit bones. Make sure you're up nice and straight. The body's great at compensating and figuring out easy ways to do tasks that I give it. Part of Kinstretch is figuring that out and knowing that you are going to compensate and trying to resist against it because we're really trying to create strength and flexibility in one single joint at a time. Good. All right. From there, we're going to turn our body so that we are facing our right foot. Our right foot is back in that straight upright position. Take your hands, either push them down in front, or easier, kind of pushing them down in back of you. All right? I want you to pretend that I put your shoe right on the inside of your foot, and you have to squeeze your quad, extend your leg as far as you can. You have to lift up, come in, and over the shoe. All right? Let's all try that. Good. Up and in over the shoe. Beautiful. Let's try it one more time. I put another shoe right on the inside. We're going to go up and in a little bit further. So back that way, Alex. So do one more inward. That way. There we go. Good. All right. So we did 2 inward. Now we're going to do 2 outward. I move the shoe to the outer part of the foot. Out and out. Good. These are called hovers. Now, we're going to get a little bit more technical with it. My quad is tight. I'm squeezing that. If I cannot lift my foot and do that at the same time, it means I got to move back here, and that's completely fine. All right, this will make it easier. If I notice that I can lift my foot all the way up here, that's not in range strength training. It means I need to lean forward so that I can only get my foot enough over to clear the shoe. All right? Let's try it again. Squeeze the quad, point the toes. Let's lift. Over the shoe in 1. Over the shoe again. In 2. Outward. Out 1. Over the shoe. Out 2. Good. Let's go to the other side. We have 2 hovers on this side. Remember, breathe, irradiate, create tension through the body. You can do that by pressing down. You can even do it by crossing your arms or squeezing here if you feel stable enough to do that. I'll show you as we go. Here we go. Squeeze that quad, point the toes. We're going to lift, in and down, lift, in and down. Outward now. Drive your other heel through the floor, up and out. Up and out. Good. I'm going to alter my position because that was way too hard for me and I wasn't feeling it in the right places, but some of you might have been. Let's go again, one more time. Lift and down, lift, in and down. Outward hover, last one. Out and down, out and down. Good, relax, just hang out right there. Last thing from this position, spinal rotations. Again, sit up nice and straight, long spine, hold it there. Arms out. Drive your heels into the floor. Create some tension. We're going to rotate only our spine, so get in touch with your butt on the mat. I don't want you to feel that rotate. Start rotating right. Everyone's going right. Don't let the feet or hips move. Keep going. Breathe. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Let's rotate all the way back to center. Try not to shrug or move those shoulders as you do this. Let's go left. Breathe. Drive those feet down. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Rotate back. You got it, Alex. Here we go. Rotate right. One more each side. Breathe. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Relax, come back to center, and last time to the left. Try to lock those knees, drive those heels down, get as much rotation out of it as you can, and come back to center. Good, rest. If you need to come out of that position, go for it. Just shake it out. I know hips are probably screaming right now. All right? Grab a drink. If you need it, we give about 1 minute here, quick sip, a little rest for those hips. We're going into our final base position here, all right? Just a 90-90 position. Got a few things to run through here, and then at the end, I promise we get to just chill and breathe. What's up, Dan? So once Dana gets back, we will, yeah, go for it. Once Dana gets back, we'll go from our straddle. I'll show you how to get into a 90-90 position. All right, we're going to go with our right leg forward. So, from this position, we're going to go with 90-90. All right, this is a tough movement path to go through, so you may need some support with your arms. We should all end up with our right leg forward. So let's lean to the right a little bit with our right hand on the floor. We're going to start by lifting the left leg up and pulling knee in towards the body. And then we will flip it inward, trying to send it back behind us. If you can keep this off the ground, you're a really flexible, mobile person. People can actually do that. Keep trying to slide it back until the very last second. Right leg, lift it up, bend the knee, and put it down. This is called 90-90 because I am 90 degrees at my knee, 90 degrees at the back knee, 90 degrees at the hip. All right? We may need to alter the position on our mat. I'm going to get rid of my mat. All right, just because I feel more comfortable here. If you feel like you've been struggling with some of the other stuff, I want you to set up with just your right leg on the mat like I am. All right? Good. Now, I want you to use the lines on the floor to make sure that you are indeed at 90 degrees at each joint. All right? I'm going to come around and make sure that we're there. Good. 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 There, and there. Good. You might not feel anything just yet. I haven't really cued the stretch just yet. So I want your knee to be right in front of your hip bone. Good. That front knee should be right in front of that hip bone. And let's slide this backwards. And let's slide this right there. Good. Good. Slide backward a little bit. So your right knee should be right in front of that hip bone. And yeah, you're good. Right there, beautiful. Awesome. Now, from this position, we're going to try to feel stretching here in our right butt cheek. All right? In order to find that stretch, you'll need to do two things. One, lift the chest up. 2, glide the chest and the belly button forward. All right? That's how you should start feeling stretch in that butt cheek. It's almost as if you are arching your back like that and then gliding forward. See if you can find a stretch in that area. Found it, Alex? Got it? Dana? Found it? Found it? Good. Arch your back a little bit more and it'll increase. Feel it?
I think so.
Find it here?
Yeah.
Yep. Alexis? All right, cool. Katie. Try to push this down. How about now? Now arch your back and glide forward.
Yeah.
Think your butt should be touching the wall behind you, and your chest is touching the front wall. All right, we're in our passive stretch. We're holding here for about 2 minutes. We're going to do another set of pals and rails from this position. I'll explain that in a second. However, if you look around the room, everyone looks different because everyone is feeling the stretch in the same area of their own body. All right, our bodies are different. It is your job to just make sure that you keep feeling that stretch, because when we lose focus, we lose that feeling, right? So it takes a lot of focus to feel and hang on to this stretch. All right, so as I'm talking, just keep feeling that stretch. The pals and rails from here. When I tell you to, pals and rails are the first thing that we did from the butterfly, where we squeeze open and close. Here, we're working on the front leg. The pals contraction is going to be me pushing the leg down into the floor. Really from the knee down to the foot. It's like I'm trying to push the ground away. All right? However, I want you to also think that it's a rotational force. That I'm trying to push the ground away using more of this part of my leg than this part. So it's almost as if this is the center of the clock, and this is my minute hand, and the minute hand is going around. All right? So I am still creating a pressure downward on the floor. If you can't get to the floor, that's fine. But I'm still creating downward pressure on the floor, but I'm also trying to push it down and away. That's the first contraction that we're going to ramp ourselves up to, and then hold for 10 seconds. The next one is really hard to do and feel. You might not feel anything at all. We're trying to fire all this stuff in here to lift our leg up off the ground. Nothing's actually going to move. Remember, it's an isometric contraction. All right? But just try to fire this stuff. All right. Here we go. Start breathing. Start applying pressure downward into the floor using your right foot. 10% pressure. Start contracting a few other things in the body. Breathing, trying to trap that air down into here so you create some stability through your core. 20% pressure. 30% pressure. You can even start to drive those hands down through the floor. Create more pressure with the leg going down into the floor. 50% pressure. 60% pressure. Now your safest, greatest pressure that you can sustain. Push that floor away. Think of it more as that rotational force. You're pushing a little bit harder with the ankle part of the leg than the knee. Keep pushing for 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't alter body positions. Just relax that pressure. And now try to fire the inside stuff. What should happen is that the foot comes up towards the face. Your knee is trying to come up, but that's the pivot point. It should look like this is happening. Nothing's actually going to happen. Don't worry. Just try to get in tune with this stuff in here. Keep pulling, keep pulling. You should feel your lower abs and your inner hip right here contracting. You're trying to make it cramp. 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Don't alter body position. We should be able to get a little bit deeper into our stretch. Find that passive stretch again. Yes, your arm might be going numb. Okay? This is a tough position for people to hang out in. If I'm working with you one-on-one, a lot of times people aren't even ready for this position yet. Maybe it's a decent position to have a group in. If you need to stretch out your arm or shake it out, go for it. Just keep holding this position. Okay? So that is our pals and rails. We press down, and then we try to pull up. We're going to go into kinetic stretching. What that is, it's a movement-based stretch where I'm going to move my torso forward and backward, but how I'm doing it is what matters. When I move forward, want you to think about all of this stuff in here pulling me forward. When I move backwards, I want you to think that all of this stuff down here is pushing against the ground to pull me backwards from all back here behind me. All right? So if you can get upright like this, great. If you want fingers on the ground, that's what I do because I'm just not mobile enough yet. All right? Whatever works best for you so that you can feel the muscles on this side contracting to pull you down and the muscles on the outer side contracting to push you up. All right? So let's slowly start to pull ourselves down. 3, 2, we should be getting closer not only towards our leg but towards the wall in front of you. And now reverse it. Drive the leg through the ground. Push hard through the ground. That's going to cause us to come upright. And reverse. At no point are we resting. It's just simply a pull down and a push up. Reverse. Pull down and a push up. Good. Rest. Freeze right there. Find your base of support, the best base that you can be in. We're going to do some passive range lift-offs with our back leg. They look like this. I'm just rotating from the knee to lift the back heel off the ground. What I don't want to see is the whole body coming down. If this doesn't make you cramp in the hip, you're probably doing something wrong or you're using other parts of your body. All right? So find a position where you can barely lift the foot up off the ground. For most people, that will be slightly forward. Base of support with that right hand and left hand. And I want you to keep the knee on the floor for this one. Back knee on the floor, and we're pivoting from that back knee. And we should feel stuff happening here. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Slowly put it down. Again. Lift. 3, 2, 2. Good. Try to hone in on this area. Try to make it cramp. You can even put a finger there. 3, 2, 3. Rest. Now we're going to go into a whole leg lift from here. It looks like this. So whole knee comes off the ground. If you notice, I had to compensate to do that. That means that I'm going to go here because I'm just not mobile enough to lift that leg up. It's too freaking heavy. So I'm going to stay here, and that will help me just lift that leg and still feel that hip working at its end range. 3, 2, 1, and down. Imagine I put a plate on the outer part of your shin, and you have to balance it there. Lift. So the knee and heel lift off together. 3, 2, 2. Down. One more. And 3, 2, 3. Good. Rest. Come back up to this position. All we're going to do, lift the whole back leg again. Pull the knee into the elbow. Send it straight up to the side. Lift the front right leg, foot first. Tuck it in towards the other leg. Spin and face your left toe. Everyone's left toe should be out in front of them. All right? I want that left leg straight out in front of your hip, not out to the side. All right? From here, upright torso, not leaning forward. If you need to, this will be easier. Just keep your spine nice and straight. We're going to do circles with our foot. Let's lift the front leg as high as you can, keeping the quad activated. Counterclockwise circles. It's going to take us 5 seconds to go around. 3, 2, you're back to the top. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2. Move the whole leg, not just the ankle joint. Your hip is doing the work. All right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Reverse. Clockwise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest it down. All right? Last movement from this figure 4 position. We're going to lift our leg up and go into knee hinges. Leg comes up as high as you can, and then we're going to bend, bring the heel to the butt, extend. So neutral spine or nice long spine, leg is up. If you need to lean back more, you can. Bend and extend. Lock out that knee. Try not to let the knee drop towards the floor. Your knee should stay at the same height the whole time. One more. And extend. Good. Set it down. Nice. We're going to transition to our 90-90 on our left side. Lift that right foot up. Pull the knee in towards the armpit. Send it back behind you. If you can keep that foot off the floor, do so. We're in this half 90. Lift the front leg. Bend. And we're now 90-90. Left leg in front. Use the lines on the floor to make sure that you are indeed in 90-90. I'm going to come around and scooch over this way so that your left butt cheek's the only thing on that mat. You come to it. There we go. There it is. Good. Rotate the face out. And scooch so that your left butt cheek's straighter. There we go. Good. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. Good. There. Awesome. Good. Good. Here. Good. And here. And awesome. Good. So the 90-90, the angles matter a lot depending on how you're going to feel stuff. All right, let's find that passive stretch. Remember, we're going to glide forward. Chest is up, arch to back. We should be feeling the stretch in the butt cheek of that left side. All right? Chest up. Can you feel it? Good. Feel it? Feel it? Yes? 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 All right, we're holding here for about another minute, and then we're going to start our pals and rails contraction. So remember, the pals is the pushing down. All right, we're trying to get our foot and knee into the floor, pushing the floor away, but also trying to push the foot a little bit more so that we're pushing away at an angle. All right, let's start to radiate, deep breaths, start tensing up our body and start pressing down into the floor. Ready, go at 10% pressure, 20% pressure, a little bit more. Don't let me lift this. There we go. That's what you're pushing down. Don't let me lift this. Good. 30% pressure. Good. 40%. 50%. Don't let me lift. That's it. 60%. Don't let me lift this. Push this down. There you go. Your safest, greatest pressure. As much as you can. Squeeze. Push. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now try to lift it up. Press this hand into the ground. Lift this up. Lift this up. Lift this up. Don't lean backwards. Keep that down. Lift it up. Lift it up. Come on. More. More. That's it. That's it. Squeeze all that stuff in there. That's it. Get it. Get it. Come on. Pull. Pull. Harder. Harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Stay in that position. We're going to go right into our kinetic stretching. Remember, find our base where we're supported. Pull forward. 3, 2, 1. And push backwards. 3, 2, 1. As you're pulling forward, fire this stuff. Pull. Go. 3, 2, 1. And push backwards by pushing that down into the ground. 3, 2, 1. Good. Pull yourself forward using all that in here. 3, 2, 1. Now drive this down to the floor. Now push it away. 3, 2, 1. One more. Pull it forward. 3, 2, 1. And drive away. 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest. Stay in that position. Find your good base. And we're going to do our passive range liftoffs of our back leg, hip internal rotation. Try not to move other parts of the body. If you need to angle out here more, have your kickstand out further. That will be easier than if you are here. Only thing that should move is the femur is flipping inward. Ready? Let's lift. 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. Push this into the rim and lift. There it is. 3, 2, 2. Good. And lift. 3, 2, 3. Good. Rest. Now the whole leg comes off. Imagine a bell or something here. And lift the whole leg. 3, 2, 1, and down. Again, whole leg. 3, 2, 1, and down. One more. 3, 2, and 1, and down. Nice. Stay there. Transitioning to our last figure 4. We're going to take our back leg up, in, out to the side. Coming right out there. Good. Front leg up, tuck in, rotate on the hips so that our right leg is directly in front of us. Good. And tuck that guy in. Yep. Make sure the right toe is right in front of the hip. Last things that we got. Our circles. Squeeze the quad, point the toe. Lift up. Counterclockwise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Good. Alexis, put your hands back behind you and lean back a little bit. I want a little bit more motion than that. There we go. 4, 3, 2, and 3. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Control it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 3. Relax that leg for a second. Last set of hinges. Here we go. Cramp City. Lift up. Bend. And extend. Lock out that leg. Bend. And extend. Lock out that leg. One more. Shake it a little bit. Bend. And extend. Lock out that leg. And control. Set it down. Lift that front foot. Send it right next to the other one. This is called a frontline fold position. We are finishing off with one set of full swimmers. Hands behind the ears. We go 1, 2. Now we're going to transition down to the bottom. Spin inward. Palms are facing away from each other. Hold in this 3 position. Chest is up as high as you can. Bring it back towards the back. Don't rest it on the back just yet. That's 4, and rest it down. Good, let's lift off. 4, 3, spin, 2, 1, onto the back. Off, 1, 2, 3, 4, onto the back. Last time. Off. 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto the head. And lie down. If you've ever taken a yoga class, it's time for Shavasana. Just breathe. I want you to focus in on maximal expansive breathing, which means we are trying to fill our whole torso up with air. I want you to think of not just filling the belly up with air, but the whole torso. So when air goes in, it fills your torso like a balloon. When you blow into a balloon, the whole thing expands equally on all sides, not just the front side. So when you inhale, try to press your low back into the floor while, not by tilting your pelvis, but by the air pressure expanding the low back. So you should feel the belly expand, the obliques expand, the low back expand. I want you to try to time your breath so that you have double the amount of exhale as you do inhale. Maximal expansive breathing is a great way to calm things down after you work really hard. We have 1 more minute of this. Ideally try for a 4-second inhale, feeling your whole torso expand, into an 8-second exhale, completely deflating yourself. A few more deep breaths here. 4-second inhale, fully expanding and filling up your torso. Followed by an 8-second exhale.
That's something you do at home in your doorway. So my back is completely flat. So I'm completely up against the wall.
Guys, thank you so much for coming. That concludes your first Kinstretch class. And really my first one too.